Fake miracles, fake miracles, fake miracles. Naturally, I wouldn't budge, but I have information and knowledge on this, which is why I want to share about the whole fake miracle thing that happened at Christ Embassy. There is this thing where neurotransmitters in your body release dopamine and adrenaline when you are high. Atmospheres can cause that, not necessarily drugs. What am I driving at? When there's worship, when there's praise going on, the atmosphere, like people are saying, oh my God, God did this for me, God did this for me. You can feel immense pleasure, like heightened pleasure. At that very moment, your pain becomes very minimal, and then you can go out and be like, oh my God, I used to have difficulty breathing, but now I can breathe. I couldn't hear with my left ear, but now I can hear. I couldn't walk, but once you said that we should do it, I took a leap of faith and I started to walk. At that moment, your pain is so reduced because of the environment that has been heightened, and this can cause a miracle to happen at that moment, which is why after the whole miracle session and everything, you kind of feel like, oh my God, wasn't I healed? It takes faith to grasp a miracle, which is why you can sit on your bed and literally get a miracle. But what I'm trying to say is that it was not a fake miracle. That's why sometimes, or most of the time, when people come out to say they have a miracle, it's like, okay, can you prove this miracle that has happened? We are not trying to put words into your mouth. If you can prove it, say it. Once you can prove it, it's like, okay, you've grasped this thing on a different level. People come to testify all the time, eh? So this particular person, or the guy using the crutches or that, it's very possible that back then you saw him and he's back to his crutches and he's like, oh my goodness, you could have gone to ask him at that very moment when he was healed. Ask him how he felt and how he's feeling now, and compare the two. There are literally researches about this on YouTube. So when you hear something about this, just go and do a little bit of research. Like, is it possible for these things to happen? So me, naturally, I don't like to question my faith and everything, but the truth is, I wouldn't have budged talking about this, but I have knowledge on it. I just wanted to share. It's not really a big deal, but I just wanted to share. That's all.
Guys, what is going on? In fact, I've seen these trending videos of this TikTok spaces where Ama Burland is talking about this church. Truthfully, I know Christ Embassy, but I've never heard about this church before. I don't know if I'm living under the rock in Ghana here. And the kind of job I'm doing, I thought I was supposed to know this kind of things, but this is what is going on now. If you are like me and you don't really care about what is going on, you can continue watching the video to support me. But if you don't care, you can go off. I won't force you to watch. Yes, because I actually don't care about this. Really, I don't. But social media is talking about it, so we have to also look at it and talk about it. Guys, subscribe to this channel, like and comment. This video is a doozy. I'll see you next time. Bye.
When I started the church, there were not a lot of people that were in the church, right? I was part of like the pioneers when he started that church, because a friend of mine introduced me to him, because he had just moved from being a singer to this, and he agrees that yes, he agrees that he's part of it, because when I made the decision to leave the church, he actually took me to, that was my first time at Kempinski. He took me there to explain to me why I shouldn't leave, and that he's a sinner and he has fallen short of the glory of God. So me and him, we understand that he's the reason why I left the church. Now, I want to talk about my background and why he is the reason why, because I am from a Muslim home, right? So that was my proper introduction to going to church. So every understanding of church I would have, or understanding of the Bible, was straight from him. But there's some things were weird to me, which is why I left. Now, first, when I started the church, 1 month in, we were doing competition. Like, oh, let's say Kotoka branch raised 20 million. So maybe Agbogolosi branch raised 30 million. So we have to pass them. Hey, why do we have to pass them? For what? Like, I don't even understand. We were like, that was like, I wasn't understanding why we have to pass another church. Like, we actually went for this type of, I don't know what it is, where other branches will come and say, okay, we raised this, we raised that, we raised this. Me, I don't know where the money was going to, but people in the church found delight in passing other branches. So that was my first red flag. And then the preaching constantly became money, 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 right? And I was the social media handler at a point, the Instagram social media handler at a point. So the money issue was one. The second thing was, when I left the church because I saw something that was very, very horrible, and which is why he took me to the church. But then he came to tell me that, oh, he's a sinner. I should listen to the preaching and not the individual, and that's understandable. He's a human being and he makes mistakes. When I went to the church that day, there was this. They do this thing where they do a night of miracles or something. There was this guy from UPSA that, like, I know him, but I've forgotten his name. He had an accident, so he had crutches, and they prayed for him, and he put the crutches down. The next day, I saw him in Legon, and he was using the crutches again. Now, I this is my first introduction to
Hey,
miracles and
hey,
all
hey,
of these
hey,
things.
Esther.
This is
Oh.
my first introduction to miracles and all of these things. So me, I wasn't understanding what is going on. So did it work? Did it not work? Like, how is the process supposed to be? Like, is it supposed to go immediately? Is it a slow process? If it's a slow process, then he should have left with the the crutches. But I feel like in his mind they've prayed for him, so he used him to walk. Then the next day he realized that it's not gone. Then he started using like the crutches again. So that was when I didn't even come back again. After I saw him that day, I didn't even come back again. And then the third thing was that I feel like people were, because of the preaching that was going on, people were coerced to give testament or say testimonies. I don't even know how that thing is called, but like coming to thank God for whatever it is. But when they, before they come and thank God, they say thank you, Pastor, say, for the opportunity. What opportunity? You are thanking God. Why are you thanking the pastor for the opportunity to give a testament to God to win souls to Christ? I don't know. It is just too much for me. It felt like the
Tobo. Like, go small. You
sorry.
hit it.
It felt like the reverence was more to the leaders than the than God himself. And also, I was made a cell leader. Mind you, I'm from a Muslim home. So if you make me a cell leader and put me in charge of a group of people, honestly, how am I going to preach? So which spirit of God told you that this? Even if, let's say, in the future I'll be a cell leader and graduate to a pastor and whatever, in that moment, is it really God that told
Amen.
you that I was right?
What do you mean by you are made a cell leader? Like,
Yeah, like, so
how?
they'll put you, they are cell leaders, so they'll put you in charge of like a group of people where
Right,
like,
right. And what were you
yeah.
supposed to do? Like, what were you supposed to do as a cell
Or
leader?
sometimes you talk to them about God, you talk to them about
Okay,
the funds that they are supposed to raise. And I
okay.
actually never did that because I didn't even know where to start from. Maybe it is a gradual,
Ama, see,
yeah.
you have all the time in the world. We are not ending the space
I'm sorry,
anytime
I
soon.
talk fast. I talk
No, you
fast.
have to
I
say,
can't.
if you like, talk till tomorrow. Me, pardon, my ears on. My ears on.
I'm sorry, I talk fast, but yes. So yeah, as I was saying, they made me a cell leader too, and then it was very like confusing to me, right? And then later, people started selling their things because if you give a seed, if you give your last seed to God, God will multiply it to you. That was the perception there. So people started selling their last things and everything, but fortunately I didn't even have to even sell, so that's what helped me. Maybe if I had, I would have also sold something. But when I left the church not too long ago, that's when I heard about Adosi and everything, but I never asked him about it till I left the church. It's the delusion thing is very crazy. That I know Adose had a friend that died in a motorbike, but Adose never let go of his motorbike, but he let go of his motorbike when he entered that church. That is how crazy it is. Like, I don't know how
Hey,
it
hey,
works,
hey, hey.
but that is how it is. Like, it is like if you give to, like, I don't know what it is, but the preaching is always about giving money, giving money, giving. I don't really remember any.
So you say the church, them they beg, like beggy.
I don't
Like,
know what it's called, but
yes.
it's basically like you have to sow seed. So like, you can even give, if you give your last to church, you don't know, God will give you miracle money. But why should I give my last to the church before God will give me the miracle money? Like it doesn't like make sense. It's just a lot of things. And when it came to the girls, I felt like there was a bit of grooming on that side, because there were some people he met from high school, and he, like, they grew up in the church. But that is not my story to tell. But what I saw, I had to leave because I felt
What do
like
you see?
that is their
Cell leader.
story. So I can't come and maybe they are not ready
Thank you, Amma.
to
Thank you,
talk
Amma.
about it. So once they are ready to speak about it, fine.
Oh, you Amma. The way my vim come for you, pa. I for.
Mama, you
No,
for go back to the church, oh.
If I go back to the church, because then
no.
right now
I
you can't
actually
talk.
tried. I actually
Go and
tried.
come back. Go and come back.
I tried going back to the church again to listen to the preaching instead of the person who is doing the preaching. Like I wanted to listen to the word rather than looking at the person doing the preaching. But I still went back and I was met with money conversation, and I was like, you know what? It's
Wait, so do they reach out to you now to join again
no.
at all?
No.
And when you left initially, what was the reaction?
That's what I'm saying. The pastor took me out. He apologized for what I saw. And what that's why sometimes when I'm laughing about it and these people come and reply my tweets and I'm like, it's your pastor where you are doing this to me, especially because he will not be happy with what exactly I'm going to say. Because if he actually took me out to apologize to say, oh, please, like, you have to relax and consider your pastor when you are attacking people who have left the church. If you are still there, fine, that's you. It will come. Everybody's own will come. You will leave eventually, but for now, you have to relax and don't invalidate other people's experiences because of what you think you are experiencing right now. Just relax. You will see it. If you don't see it, you will see it. Yes. So that is all I can remember for now. If I remember anything, I'll tweet it.
Video relating to what's going on about the church. Okay, me personally, I feel like the problem is not even the pastor. The problem is the church members, the leaders, the cell leaders, group leaders, those stuff. When I went to the church, I had a great experience. The preaching was a 10 out of 10. The teaching was good. I loved it. It was very touching. It even made me emotional, okay? But the first problem I had was the fact that they were calling the pastor daddy. That was my first problem. I was like, why are you guys calling him daddy? That ain't your daddy. But again, who am I to judge? Like, that's none of my business. That's not my church. So that did not affect me in any type of way. But it was just weird, right? It was wonderful. And then I went for this not midnight, but it was an evening meeting thing. I don't remember what it was about. But that one too, everything that they say, they give praise to the pastor. And I was like, why are we giving praise to the pastor and not to God? So I didn't say some. But again, I don't really care about that. My problem was that after the church, they added me to a group because they took my number, which I shouldn't have given them my number, but because I knew I wasn't going to go to the church again. I was just coming for the first time because my friend wanted to introduce me to the church and see if I like it or not. But I knew I wasn't going again. Not because it's a bad church. It's a very, very good church, but I knew I would not go again. I'm Catholic and I'm not used to those kind of, giddy stuff. I'm used to the quiet church. The church that has a set time, 2 hours we close. I don't want to be in a church that I don't know the time it will close and stuff like that. So blah blah blah. So these people took my number and then they added me to a group chat. I was in the cell group, I was in this group, and then they started asking for money contribution for. Bear in mind, that was the same day I went to the church and the same day I joined the group, and that exact day they were asking for contribution for the pastor or to buy him something or something like that. And they didn't even ask in cedis, it was in dollars. So now they've written it over there that they are collecting this amount of money. I saw it very well. I jay my eye. I was like, I'm not paying this. My check doesn't do all this, right? So I'm like, I'm not going to pay this. Then they tagged me in the group at Michelle Bediakon waiting for your money or something like that. That's not the exact sentence though. But they tagged me that I haven't paid. When people started paying, they kept saying, oh, this person has paid, this person has paid, this one has not paid, this one has not paid. Obviously, my name was part of the people who has not paid because I'm not paying just like that. Like, it wasn't even in cedis, it was in dollars. So if I'm supposed to, change the money from cedis into dollars, that's something huge for me to pay to buy contribution for somebody. That me, I bought contribution for myself. Like, that was my mind. As if that was not enough, they started calling me. I got like 5 calls in the day. Hello, we want to remind you that you have to pay. Hello, hello. I remember telling my mom. I was like, Mommy, I went to this church and they keep calling me. And then my mom was even telling me, whatever she said, that's not for you guys. But yeah, so I was talking about it with my mom, and I was like, so I even asked my mom that, so if like poor people go to church because they don't have money, and then like they want to go to church, how can they go to this church? Because the way they are calling me there, if I was poor, I don't know, low self-esteem will catch me or something. I don't know. I was telling my mom, because I was like, why do they keep calling me? You said in the group chat, I heard you, like, if I'll pay, I'll pay. If I've not paid, you don't have to remind me 15 times, because I saw it. And as if that was not enough, they called me the night too, that they wanted to remind me that the last day to pay is so and so day. I said okay. Then they called me again the next day, early in the morning. It was like 11 a.m. Yes, they called me again to remind me that I've still not paid, and also to remind me to remember to fast. Because they were like, it's a fasting day. Like the next day they were fasting. So if I didn't know, they are telling me I'm supposed to fast and stuff like that, which was not a bad thing. But why are you calling me for to contribute to buy something for the pastor? Like, I go to a Catholic church. They don't do that in my church, and so I don't even know, did I pay or not? I don't remember what I did, but I don't think I paid. I don't remember paying. But then I just blocked all of them. Like I even wanted to change my number because of that. But I know that I blocked the person who kept calling me to remind, every number that called me to remind me to pay. I blocked the number, and that was the last time I stepped my toe in the church. And so I don't think the problem is the pastor, because the pastor has nothing to do with these people asking me to calling me. His preaching was good. I loved everything he said. The church was great. I'm talking about the members of the church, how they judge you for the money. I don't like that, because if I'm poor and I've come to the church to find Christ, where do you want me to find dollars from? How? I'm poor. I've come to church to get Christ, to, help me to get money, and you're also asking me for money. If I had anger, am I begging God for it right now? Like, but all in all, I think the church is great. I think the preaching is good. I think the members of the church are my problem, because I don't like what they did, and so they gave me a very wonderful image of the church. But I'm not the church. I'll never judge the church. It's a very great church. I see what they do for people. I see how people, love the church, the youth, and stuff like that. But as for me, I'm not paying money. As for me, I'm not paying any money for you to buy something for the pastor.
Let me be honest. There's this thing that they do where when you go to the church, like they call the new ones into a room and they pray on them for them to speak in tongues, right?
Okay.
Like at that instant or at that moment, you're supposed to speak in tongues. It happened to me, and I was not speaking the tongues. You understand? Because it's not funny, bro. It's not like I don't want to speak the tongues.
They come.
And it's like you are being forced.
You are say something.
And to me, there it was like some way to me, because said tongues name my man. Oh no.
So did he eventually speak?
Till today, me to me can.
Oh shit.
Come on. I cannot lie to you. I cannot.
Wow, Kadosh.
Yeah. So yeah, you see, these are some of the things, and maybe these are some of the things where they put pressure on people. They feel like in order to belong, they have to go through all these things. Maybe
Ama Burland, I am highly disappointed in you for the degrading statements that you made about a certain church. Wankasa, you didn't go through the right processes of becoming a true Christian to have the intuition or the ability to comprehend that we Christians don't have the authority to judge or criticize the prophet and the church. It is only God that has that authority. Ama Burland, you are a baby Christian. You don't have the intuition to comprehend Christian abilities and gimmicks. Let me explain to you for you to understand. No matter how powerful or anointed a man of God or a prophet is, listen, if the man of God prays for you and you the one receiving the miracle, you don't have enough faith, the miracle will never be solidified in your life. So if the guy went to the church and then they prayed for him and then he dropped his crutches and then he went back home with the same crutches, indicates clearly that the person doesn't have enough faith. Because if you have faith that I will not walk with the crutches anymore, it will not occur to you to even send the crutches back home, because you know you have already received your miracle. If you go to a certain church and they are doing something that is beyond your capabilities, there's an exit, there's a door, you can exit, right? If you go to a church, they are doing donations, they are doing offertory, they are paying monies and those kind of things, you can't do it. It is not compulsory. You can sit down and worship God. If they come to you, pay this amount of money, I don't have the money, they won't force you, they won't kill you. sit down and worship your God. If they are overpressing you, just leave the church and go to another church. Members na media no so kasa as though you are one of the 24 elders seated at the right hand side of God in heaven. You don't have any authority to go and criticize the prophet.
So you are still on Ama Burland and Pastor Irok's issue. Like seriously, you are still on it. I've seen a couple of videos, like one person has done about 10 videos on it and the person is still going. Baby girl, why? What's up? Is it the only issue is probably they came online to come and talk about their experience, but you go to places and if it doesn't go well, you have experience to say. What exactly is the problem right now? I thought this issue was dead and gone. I'm at the extent say some of you have even gone to pick Ama Burland's video. The video I think she did that she said she was going on a date with a pastor, I think 2023 or so. Hey, boy, more than you, like, it's like you people have time, because for you to do about 10 videos of the same topic, that's weird. And it's me that is weird to me though.